I'm going to add more yellow. That's not yellow. I was literally about to ruin that. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a kind of different ways to marble using alcohol and nail art inks, and this is the brand I'm using today. I just want to talk a little bit about this brand. It's from a company called nailedbyk Stroke Effects, and it's basically a company that sells all kinds of powders, glitters, things like iridescent powders, glow-in-the-dark powders. They do chunky and fine glitters. Here's an example of the kind of stuff that they do. So they have a really cool range of products that you could use and create cool effects with. So I will be linking that down below in the description box. For today I'm going to be using the, it's called Marble Effects. It's just basically a alcohol ink in like a pen, and I'm just gonna show you how that works. So you just do this across the nail. I basically want to show you guys different ways to do a super quick and easy marble nail using just these guys and a bit of acetone to disperse. So here I've got my nail stand with some nails already in them, and I'm going to start with applying a base layer of white to all the nails. The reason why you want to do this is so that you can really see all these colors very, very well. And this is just a white from Gelish, and I'm just gonna apply one coat of that because this white is quite pigmented. I'm just going to cure these for 60 seconds, all of them. And the lamp I used is the Sunx 54 watt Sun UV LED nail lamp. It's just like one off Amazon, and it's pretty good. It's quite strong though, so I would be careful when curing on like the natural nails. I do get a couple of heat spikes at times. So I actually don't know what these colors are because I haven't like swatched them or anything, but I think this was this one. Yeah. So oops, it got stuck in my book. So this one's called Over Processed, and these are also 3 grams as well. The next one is this really nice purple shade called Buzz Cut. I have a nice yellow which is called On Point. And this one is a really nice dark blue called Overdyed. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that I have really been into like dark blues recently. It's like my new favorite color. Oh, this one's a yellow, so that one's an orange. Well, yeah, I don't know why I thought that was a yellow. Sorry, it's an orange. This one's an orange, and this one here is a yellow. It's called Glow Up. And the last one is a green, because I can see that it's a nice green, called Cool Toned. And those are nice and cured. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my lint-free wipe, and I'm going to take some acetone because it's what I have right next to me. Okay, so I've wiped the tacky layer off all the whites. And here I'm just using a gel brush that I have. This is what I'm going to use. Just use a nice flat brush, and you don't want to use anything big and bulky, just something nice and flat. So I was thinking of going in with orange and then doing some of the dark blue. So you can just scribble just like this. It won't be runny, basically is what I'm trying to say. We're using the ones in the brush with the bottle, then you obviously want to just tap with the brush as such, and it should work very well. So the blue is actually very pigmented because I did try this earlier. I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to dip it in acetone, and I'm going to dab my brush on a paper towel, and then I'm just going to go over the orange first. And what I'm going to do is I'm just tapping I'm not rubbing anything, I'm just tapping to just get that color dispersed a bit. And don't worry if it bleeds into that blue a bit, it's not really a problem. And now clean off your brush, and then we want to start on the next color. Don't put too much liquid on your brush, you just really don't need that much liquid on your brush. Less is more with these, so just go really slow. As you can see, like that's just blended out to be very, very nice. Instead of veins, you're going to get like these circles like this, like that. You see that circle? Just want to kind of press and touch over that area. And if you want the veiny look, then you're gonna do like this motion, like rubbing motion kind of thing. As you can see, it cleaned up that area nicely, and then you'd get more veins. So for example, like this, you know, that's a bit of a vein there in the middle. I'm not too sure what look I'm going for, but I do know what I'm doing, so let's just see where this takes us. And if you want some of the white areas to show up, so for example, let's say it's too concentrated, you can just rub over those areas a bit, just like this, and it will just kind of lighten them up.
Oh, I got a lot to say, don't want to share it, but a lot of pain, but I know that.
Let's try and add some orange. See what happens, and then just dab that around. Just be careful, of course, with the darker colors, because when they do blend into another color too much, then it does begin to look a bit muddy, and you might not want that look. In that orange, just a tiny amount, because these are very pigmented. And if you find that some of your pens are running dry or something, then a little tip that I would strongly recommend is when you store them, don't store them this way, store them with the tip upside down like this, because the liquid inside will then drip down to the tip of the pen, and it would work so much better. So I've done that and it's worked so well, so I would recommend you do that. So here I'm just gonna disperse more. Okay, that's nice. Sometimes colors also do mix and make like a new color as well, so that's also very nice. I like that. Okay. Okay, so I think that looks alright. Nothing crazy, but I just want to start off quite simple. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get dry bulk, which is basically a matte top coat from nailedbyk, and I'm just going to apply that matte top coat on top. I'm just going to put that in the lamp. I'm just going to blend these going this way, so it's not red, apparently it's like a nice purple. Guess it shows up better on a lighter background. Then we've got the yellow. So I'm just going to start off with those two colours because I don't want it to get too messy yet. Just gonna disperse that. Okay, and as we're going down, okay, so now that I'm done with the pink, and now I'm going to the yellow. I've just cleaned off my brush, and I'm just gonna tap at the yellow and disperse it as I go down. And it's easier to disperse lighter colors, in my opinion, than darker ones, but yeah. Okay, so now I'm just touching up and down between the two colors, just so that I can get a nice blend between them. And like I said previously, you will find that when two colors mix, they do create another color. So here it's creating a bit of like an orange, but that's to be expected, to be honest. So because obviously if you're gonna mix two colors, they will make a different color. So let's just add some white spots to this pink to make it look more like a marble. And okay, now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to add more yellow. That's not yellow, I was literally about to ruin that. I'm just gonna add more of that yellow here. I'm just gonna disperse that using my brush, dip it in, wipe away the extra, and then just blend that. As you can see, it's so much easier to blend colors that are lighter. Oh wait, it's not green. It looked green on the piece of paper, but it's actually a really nice blue. Wow, that's pretty. So same thing again, this is a bit of a darker color, so be careful that you're not like it's not blending too much into that yellow and disturbing that yellow. It's like a hair here. Oh, okay, got it. I do have a bit of tissue paper here just in case I do need it to like wipe off my brush. So yeah, I'm just gonna, now that I've done that blue, I'm gonna clean my brush because I'm gonna go in between the colors, and you always want to clean your brush when you're starting with a new color. And I'm just touching, no rubbing, not too much pressure, just very light, so that the colors just merge into each other. The lighter you are with this, the better your blend will be. So because I want it to look more like a marble, I'm just going to go back into that blue and add some dots. I don't know what to call these kind of circle marble effect like bits. I just know that there's veins. I don't know what the other one's called, but yeah. So this one didn't really make too much of a color, but I don't know if you can tell in the middle here, it's sort of made green, which is also a nice way to get a good blend. I'm just gonna repeat that, but on a much smaller space. I'm just barely touching. I want the tiniest amount, as you can see. New color, so I'm wiping off my brush, and I'm just gonna tap ever so slightly. Be super gentle. I don't want them to bleed into each other too much. So yes, that looks good to me. I'm keeping it relatively close because I have less space to work with, and it is okay to do that. Sorry, it is okay to do that too if you don't have space, because when colors do overlap, it's not really too much of a problem. It just will mean that you have less space to work on, and it will most likely create, you know, mix of a different color. As you can tell, it's made a bit of an orange there in the middle, just on top of that yellow, which is fine. I think it looks cool anyway. And then the last color is going to be the blue. Actually, I'm going to add more of that yellow. Just go with it, see how you feel. This really is just a good lot of fun to do. I love marbling, and then you could really run some nice glitters through this. Just getting a tiny bit more pink. Now I've used some more affordable ones, like Nicole Diary's one I've used, and I found that with those kind of ones, the quality of the ink is not so great. So once it comes to dispersing the ink out, it doesn't really do a good job at dispersing. In fact, it's kind of hard to disperse. So I would say try and find yourself some alcohol inks that are of quite good quality. But I guess that makes sense since they do look more concentrated in the bottle, and once you disperse they look, well, you can see the color better. So okay, I'm quite happy with that. I'm really liking it. I will say that here I've tried to show you here on a kind of larger surface area, and here it's much smaller, so it's definitely doable on both. It just, on a smaller surface area, it takes a bit less playing around compared to the larger surface area, but you can still do it. And as you can tell, this looks amazing. This is giving me like ice lolly vibes, if you've had like a really colorful ice lolly. I'm gonna do this one shiny. Let's see. So I'm just gonna apply a top coat. This is just a random one that I got off Amazon, so I can just use it for pretty much anything. And don't drag too much when applying your top coat, because it might move some of that, it might kind of smudge some of those inks together. Just be very light-handed with it.
Yeah.
So there's that color. I'm going to do some of that dark blue. The dark colors are like way more pigmented, so I'm just going to not do too much of that, and then work your way up from there. So with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do dots. This one, oh, I might have added too much there. Yeah, I've added like way too much. So with this one, I'm just going to do dots. So here I'm just tapping. I'm not, I'm going for like that circular kind of look, as you can tell. So now, as you can see, I've created a look where it looks like there are, I've done it in layers. So there's like a layer on the bottom, the middle and the top. So that's kind of the look I want to go for, by letting it dry in between. So now that I've let it dry, it's gonna allow me to create kind of layers. Which is very nice. Just tap on top of the dried stuff. Now just look like you're creating layers on top, which is super cool. These, how much you want to put on, as opposed to the ones where you have a brush and it might just maybe like flood or something. So we're gonna go this is the direction we're gonna go in, actually, because it's just going to be different to the other ones. I'm going to add a bit more purple. I do want the focus to be mostly on the blue, so that's why I don't mind if the purple is a bit faint to me. I don't mind it. Some blue veins. When it comes to creating veins, you want to sort of sweep a little bit. You don't want to tap, you kind of just want to sweep more. And don't worry about having too much of a straight edge, because the alcohol will just disperse that by itself. I'm just sweeping a bit, and I'm trying to create a vein. Design like this is because I just think it would be really nice to like kind of fill this bit here with a bit of silver polish. So that's what I'm going to do later, but I won't show it in the video, just because that's not the purpose of this video. That really cool sort of spiral kind of look that I've seen. So I'm just gonna pick up random colors. I don't know which ones I'm really picking. I'm just picking up what is in front of me. I'm just gonna go in like
You give
I'm working on a much smaller surface area, so with this one just tap right over the top. Don't stop tapping until you find that all the lines are like I can't remember the word. Don't stop until you see that all the lines are dispersed. Now I'm moving on to a new color. I'm wiping off my brush and tapping the excess, and then same thing with the new color. Absolutely beautiful. Remember, you can add more or less depending on how much you want the white areas to be covered. I want them to be covered, so I'm just going to bring it a little closer to that yellow. You're more likely to get the result you want. Now the blue. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, yeah. For example, I know the blue is much more pigmented, so I'm gonna put less pressure and less alcohol on the brush to prevent it flooding. Okay, and then that is so nice. I love that. That looks so cool. Okay, and then the last color, the purple, which I'll probably end up adding more of because there's not enough of it and it's too pretty. Okay, love that. So now that we have like a rough shape of what we want, you can either leave it like this, which is so pretty, but I want to also show you guys how you can disperse this further. Some people may not want to touch this anymore because they feel like they might ruin it, but really, like I said earlier, it's all about pressure and control. So here's the lint-free wipe that I'm using. It's kind of dirty now, but I'm just fully saturated my brush with acetone. As you can tell, it's really saturated. Now, because this is such a small surface area and you don't want too many colors to bleed into each other, you want to just hold it there for a while, let it get quite dry, instead of what we were doing earlier, which was this, and then going on. We just want to hold it there for a little longer so it absorbs that liquid for a bit more. And again, with the corner of my brush, just ever so slightly tapping that. And the point of this is to blend all the colors in between each other if you want more of a blended look. Now, as you can see, even adding the tiniest amount is still really mushing those colors up together. So just be careful with this and take your time. Don't rush it. And remember to clean your brush between every color, because if you don't, then all the colors will get mixed up anyway. So my brush is very dry, it's barely got any acetone on it, and that's really the key to keeping this spiral shape we've got going on, is to just have a super dry brush, because if it's too wet, then we're going to disperse too much, and it's already dispersed, so we're going to ruin this beautiful effect that we have going on. So as you can tell, I haven't dipped my brush in yet, and another pro to this is that because your brush is so dry, if you do forget to wipe it off when you move on to a new color, it's not a big deal, because it's so dry, no colors are really going to bleed into each other if you forget anyway. But do be careful with that with the dark color. So as you can see, that's getting blended more into each other now. I do want to blend these two colors a lot more. You can see it's so pretty. There's so many endless designs you could do with marbling, like, it's amazing. Okay, and because there's some white space here, I'm gonna start going around with the yellow again, just dabbing that on there. Another really good tip is that, I know these are pens, so they can get dry because they're not it's not a brush that's constantly being dipped into liquid. Like I said, store them like this overnight, but if you did forget and you haven't stored them like this and you need to use them right there and then just ever so slightly touch the tip of the pen into some acetone, and it will basically get the ink nice and flowing into the tip again, like as soon as you do it. So that's a really good tip as well, because I have done this before and I have had them dry up exactly when I needed them. So don't just throw them in the bin assuming like that's it, they're done, can't use them anymore. It's really not the case. Or at least I do it this way, because as you can tell it looks really cool and it does work. So just blend between the two. That nail, like how pretty does that look? Of course you can go over and make some colors darker and some colors lighter, but this was just for demonstration purposes and I think it looks absolutely stunning. So this one I will do shiny because I don't want to put a design on this or anything. I just want to finish off with some nice top coat, and it will look really good like this on its own in my opinion. I'm putting really light pressure just because I don't want to smudge any of the colours. After 60 seconds. So what I'm going to do first, and I'm just going to draw a super faint line, like really faint, just like that, and that's it. Now we're gonna really blend this line a lot, like we're gonna make it almost as if you can't see it. So this is super easy with blending. Just put more pressure to blend. You can see I'm just putting quite a bit of pressure. You can see we want to do the same thing to this one as well. Just blend out a lot, make sure it's super blended. You just want like a wash of this, you barely want to see the line. Okay, that's good. I will add a tiny bit more here though, because I feel like it's not really showing up too well. Okay, there we go, lovely. Okay, that's good. Now because we've already done this layer and we don't want to disturb it, I'm going to add a layer of top coat. So I'm just going to cure that again for 60 seconds as well. And here's the other one that I've just taken out the lamp. Isn't that just so pretty? Like, wow. You could do so many more like spiral designs and you don't want to go completely over the whole thing. You kind of just want to go right towards one edge. So I'm sorry, that was such a bad explanation. I'm going to show you the here. So for example, here's a line, right? And I'm going to get my brush's mass tone, and instead of going all over it, I'm just going to go on the edge of it like this. That's what I meant. And it creates a nice little vein, as you can see. I'll keep that there now since it looks nice. And just go clean up around it, I like to call it, so it's just nice and neat. There's more attention to that vein. And that's it. So this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to film. Thank you guys for subscribing. Let me know down below which one was your favorite and if this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.